Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I do hope that everyone who has joined us on the webinar, those who are listening to us, and all Freeport families, I do hope you're healthy, safe, and strong during this formidable times, this period of uncertainty. Let's be hopeful and let's be optimistic. Students, teachers, administrators, and all the Freeport support staff, and everyone in Freeport family, we are all grieving over the loss of freedom, social interactions, and normalcy. Freeport families, school district families, we're all terrified of the catastrophic health and financial risks that we all are facing. Please stay strong, healthy, follow social distancing, wash hands, follow all the protocols. Freeport families, thank you for your patience and understanding during this hard and difficult times. Together, we shall overcome these unprecedented challenges, and let's hope and let's look for a bright future. Students, whether you're viewing or not, those who are viewing, please convey. All of us here, all of us, the entire 1,100 Freeport strong staff family, we miss you. We truly miss you. And I want to tell you, we will be soon together. And we are there for you. And we all love you so much. Thanks to our wonderful Board of Education board members, President Kite, Vice President Lancaster, trustees Ellerby, Jordan Avalam, Castillo, we thank you for all the support during this very, very hard times. And thanks to our awesome, amazing, caring teachers, support staff, and all the administrators for making these times easy for, or a little bit easy for each other, and particularly for our students. This evening, I'm joined by the wonderful Freeport superheroes. We have our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Mary Ann DeVivio. We have also joining us our Assistant Superintendent for Educational Services, Alice Kane. Also joining us, we have our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Benjamin Roberts. We have our Freeport High School Principal, Joseph Mill. We have our Middle School Principal, Ms. Joanne Lagande. Our Giblin School Principal, Amanda Maldoni. We have our Director of English Language Arts, Gloria Engel. Our Director of Pupil Personnel Services, Helen Karanopoulos. Our Director of Second Languages, Suzanne Chavez, joining me today as we bring you up-to-date information. And when I say up-to-date information, many things are very fluid. Whatever we share with you is as of this evening, as of this time. As more information comes, we will share with you. Everybody knows that although schools are closed, the buildings are closed, but the schools are open. Schools are open online, and we have said this since March 16th. The e-learning began on March 18th. So I just want to reiterate again that everyone in the organization, the way you would have normally walked into a building or normally picked up your phone to reach us, the only difference is you're not walking into the building, you're walking into a virtual place to reach us. So if you have questions, concerns, issues, please continue to call us at the regular numbers. You may not see people, but same people will be picking up the phone to connect with the appropriate people to get you all the assistance that you or your child needs. So today, although we have said 4 to 5 p.m., but certainly we'll be going beyond the 5 p.m. to be able to answer all the questions. Thanks to many families who have already submitted a lot of questions to us. So we decided to take all the questions and be able to put into different categories to be able to respond to you efficiently and effectively. A lot of questions had been answered in the past few weeks. We have been posting on our website as we got the updates on different issues. We have been pushing emails, pushing information through our robocalls, emails, and so on and so forth. So I'll give a quick update on different issues that we had done at our last board meeting, and we will delve into a lot more specific questions that we have received from our families. First, to begin with, let me say, today the governor has announced about the New York pause being extended from April 28th to May 15th. The executive order has not been released yet. Certainly, the governor is addressing statewide issues, statewide concerns. He had not mentioned anything about schools in his address this morning. So I would say the official information would be coming out, and I'll take it as now the school closures being extended to May 15. Again, this is only the physical buildings closure being extended to May 15th, and the e-learning continues. We are open for e-learning. We ask parents and students to log in every day into your Google Classroom. But I also want to say about the school closures. This is my personal view. My personal view is really, I don't see, yes, I'm looking at the same data as the governor and everybody else, but I don't expect us to be returning back before the end of the school year. So I urge everyone, as much everyone wants to hear sooner about, okay, what's going to be happening instead of every 2 weeks. The governor this time announced almost like now, which is again May 15, but let's be all prepared as if the school closures is going to be extended till the end of the school year, and let's be prepared in a more deeper way about our e-learning. And then there are a lot of events that are supposed to be taking place. How we're going to address those events. Again, it all depends on the data, the science, everything that's going to be coming out in the next few weeks. The CDC procedures, regulations, any other governance executive orders, we need to follow those things. But time and again, since the beginning of this process that began the week of March 15th, the governor's executive orders, state education department requirements centered around three very important things. One, certainly continuity of education, online e-learning. The second one, in relation to providing meals to our students during these times. And third, the childcare needs to be met for the medical professionals and then also the first responders. So those three things we have taken care absolutely in a very prepared manner even before the closure started. The district has, as far as the online e-learning, district has developed a very robust e-learning plan for our students in grades pre-K through 12. And the initiative of Chromebooks being ordered in the district has made the process very easy. All students, 2nd through 12th grade teachers, including special education area, academic intervention service providers, English as a new language teachers, they all have created Google Classrooms for their students and have been pushing out lessons and communicating content and expectations daily, with students and families. Teachers in grades pre-K and 1, first grade, they have been pushing out daily lessons through family outreach platforms, and we also have been continuously providing e-learning packets to the families. As time goes by, they'll be receiving additional packets. Grab and go meals has been in place at 2 locations, Freeport High School and New Visions between 9:30 and noontime. We have served over 22,000 meals so far, and also in partnership with Long Island Cares, Island Harvest, we have been able to provide even additional meals for adults and families. We have partnered with Scope, providing childcare services for the first responders and medical professionals. 8 different locations in Nassau County. Any Freeport families who are in the front lines can take advantage of free childcare services that we have partnered with. All the information is available on Freeport website. It's very clear in the opening pages for each of the areas. So kindly visit the website if you need additional information. And again, please don't hesitate to pick up the phone. And equally important during this very difficult times is really providing mental health and wellness resources to our students and families. Again, tremendous amount of services are available and they're being provided, and many family students are taking advantage of it. And we ask you to continue doing that. How we are serving special education students, English language learners, we'll talk about that shortly. I know there has been announcements about the 3rd through 8th grade state assessments, the NICE SLAT, the June Regents exam, all of them being canceled. Also, we have spoken about the new format for the AP exams. What will be the graduation standards as the regions are getting canceled? A lot of things we have talked in the past, but we'll discuss further this evening, and also hearing from my colleagues directly. It's also there are questions that have come up about budget. We'll speak about that budget and also the trustee elections. And so I'd like to urge again that please don't hesitate to call us. We are open We are open online. We are available for you. Our website has tremendous amount of resources. Please visit as often as you can. And then again, the Chromebooks, which we have in the district 5th through 12th grade already, and before the school closures, we made sure we have provided the Chromebooks for those who don't have access at home for the 3rd and the 4th grades. We have even further gone providing the Wi-Fi services to the families that were in need. I do know that issues come up relating to the Chromebooks. So we have a hotline. Again, the information is on the website. By prior appointments, we are taking care of the needs of any issues that you may face relating to technology. And if it's a matter of questions, issues relating to logging in, there are caring staff members who are available to take care of those needs. We want to continue to bring Parent University topics to you now and also into the future. In partnership with Northwell, we did already bring a workshop talking to your child about COVID-19 last week, and tonight at 7 p.m. The same workshop is going to be provided in Spanish. So a lot to come today. So at this time, I really like to turn to different areas, different questions, concerns that you have. We want to answer the best possible way. If your question is not answered, don't think that the question was ignored. It might be for some reasons, or if the question is personal, then we will. There are some questions that we have received. They're more individual in nature. So our staff members, our administrators will get back to you in a timely manner. So I want to begin with, I've already addressed the school closure. So that's something that comes up so often, and so often I get asked is really, so now with the governor's announcement today, so New York pause extends until May 15th. We have not sent any notification, but it will be coming soon. So the school closure continues until May 15th. And again, I want to reiterate, let's be prepared that we are going to be closed until the end of the year. And let's be focused on the e-learning and certainly along with the e-learning, certainly we want that social connectedness for sure for our students and our teachers. And at the same time, also making sure that the health and wellness aspect is also addressed during these hard times. So this is not in a particular order, but I'm going to begin with many things that have come up in relation to secondary level. So I'm going to be looking up to everyone, but particularly, say, Mr. Mel, Ms. Lagane, you can answer many of these questions. I do have answers for all of them, but I'd rather have all my colleagues respond individually. Certainly, Mr. Mill, every lot of families are really want to know about AP exams that's coming up shortly. Certainly want to know about the cancellation of the Regents and the new graduation standards that we have received from the state. Of course, everyone wants to know about, is there going to be a graduation? Is there going to be prom? Some certainly we don't have answers. And of course, the students who are graduating with with a seal of biliteracy, that's an important achievement aspect for our students and families. So let me turn this over to Mr. Mel to start, and my colleagues can jump in to add anything to that.
Good afternoon, everyone, and everyone watching. I just want to echo many of the sentiments that Dr. Country had expressed. Our regret to the closures of the school and some of the opportunities that are going to be missed by specifically the seniors and many of the other students throughout the district. There's been many questions and concerns about e-learning and the processes moving forward as far as Regents examinations being canceled, AP exams, ceremonies such as the prom, and of course graduation, and a little bit of everything in between. I just want to reassure everyone that we are doing everything in our power to make sure that we commemorate those missed opportunities, whether it's virtual or at an alternative time or an alternative setting, whether it's virtually or in a specific location. We're going to coordinate with other districts in lieu of the governor's orders and what's best for us as community members and as people as a whole. So we're looking into all of those avenues to make sure to ensure that those experiences that we're losing out, we can make up from. As far as the Regents examinations, yes, the Regents exams were canceled. Many questions that were given to me are, will they have to be made up? They don't have to be made up. What happens is Regents exams are given in January, June, and in August. So if you were slotted to take a Regents in June, whether it was for the first time or as a repeater, you would receive credit for those Regents examinations. Moving forward, as we come back to school in September, we will start as we always have with classes and testing and Regents examinations. But for the June Regents, as of right now, those credits will be received by those students. You will not be penalized for what is happening right now. We are developing plans and systems in place to ensure that we benefit and we make sure that we do not harm our students and we put them in the best possible position to succeed. We're working with the College Board for AP examinations. Our Director of Guidance, Ms. Perdomo, is working with the AP teachers very diligently to make sure that our students are prepared for a assessment that will take place sometime in June, and the end of May. We'll have information with that accordingly as it goes out. And we're strongly recommending and encouraging everyone to take these opportunities and not, foresee this as a detriment, but to look at this as a positive and that we can learn and grow from these experiences moving forward. Ms. Campbellham, the 12th grade AP, and I are working very closely with our seniors to see if we can have a prom maybe in the summer, maybe have a graduation over winter break. We're looking at all these possibilities to ensure that these moments in time are not lost and we can make the best of what we have right now. So everything is moving forward. It's just in a new environment, a new structure. We're here for everyone, whether it's socially and emotionally. The programs are in place, and we're going to ensure that everyone has those opportunities that they would normally have in school, but from the comfort of their own home.
Thank you, Mr. Mel. Mr. Mel, would you kindly also expand on the AP exams, please?
Yes, the AP examinations will be given out towards the end of May into June. Those examinations will occur online. We'll have online applications. The teachers are registering those students based upon the application process that occurs during the school year. The same processes and protocols. It was delayed due to the circumstances moving forward. Your teachers are providing you with those provisions and necessary materials for you guys to be successful on the AP examinations. And also those exams will commence a little later than when they were originally scheduled. And they will go on the first week of June. And we will have that information out forthcoming.
Great. Ms. Chavez, may I ask you to talk about the seal of biliteracy and how that will be taking place? Okay.
Yes. Welcome, everyone. Bienvenidos. Thank you for joining us on this call. The seal of biliteracy, which is given to graduating seniors, we are on track to give every student who is eligible for receiving that honor to be granted that. So the state has relaxed the deadlines and has been flexible with some of the requirements to ensure that every student will be able to receive that. So students will be presenting their culminating projects remotely, and they're getting support from their teachers right now, and those presentations are being scheduled. So we are looking forward to that.
Great. Mr. Mill, I know we also have spoken about the academic awards, the scholarships that we give out, the dinner. So let's talk briefly about that too.
Yes, we have a planning team in place that is headed up by about 5 or 6 faculty members that are very tech savvy. Our 12th grade assistant principal, Ms. Campbell-Ham, along with my other team members and myself, looking at alternative virtual venues to commemorate the academic awards breakfast, the scholarship and honors night, and of course, graduation. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to operate within the existing parameters that we're unfortunately have to work within, and see if we can maximize those parameters to commemorate these special events that our seniors are going to have. So we're looking towards probably the middle of May with our academic awards breakfast, looking at it as a virtual perspective online, so we can honor our students for the hard work that they have done for their 4 years here at Freeport High School, and of course their senior year. Normally our scholarship and honors night is in June. We're looking at as well as also a virtual setting where we can commemorate those individuals as well as we honor them with their scholarships for Dollars for Scholars, universities, militaries, all sorts of wonderful awards that our students have earned. More difficultly is the graduation. We're still looking into that, on how we can have that as a virtual presence and still have the same impact that a graduation has for our students. We're going to do the best that we can to ensure that these celebrations are held and we honor and celebrate all the hard work that our students have done for their 4 years and of course their senior year.
Great, thank you. So our goal with regard to many of the ceremonies, we certainly want to make it absolutely meaningful, not lost opportunities, but we have to be guided by what's happening in the country, and particularly in New York and Nassau County. Based on those guidelines, we'll make those decisions. If there's any window of opportunity for us to do it the way we would do it normally and celebrate it, we will do so. If there are opportunities that doesn't exist, then we'll do it virtually and look for really, again, making those memorable moments happen again at a different time in the next few months to come. And I have a question of a family wanting to know, okay, if the graduation is going to be done differently, will the graduation cap and gown fee be refunded to those who have paid early? So I would say to the family, I urge you to be positive, and we certainly will have events planned one way or other, so that our students don't lose out now virtually if it's June, if not sometime what the future can bring to us. So just moving on, I think the other, with the third through 8th grade assessments being canceled, and also the nicest light and so on, there has been questions about the report cards. Is my child going to be promoted? What is the grading policy going to be? So I'll turn this to Dr. DeVivio to respond. What's our plan district-wide?
Thank you, Dr. Kuncham. And good evening, parents and families. As Dr. Kuncham said, we are here to support you and your children in any way that we can. Their education is very critical and important to us, and we just want you to know that we are here to support you and hope that you are safe and sound. As Dr. Kuncham asked, I'd like to first speak about the Ela and Math Assessments, which have been canceled this year, as most parents are aware. And students will not be taking those exams until spring of 2022, which will give students an opportunity next year to best prepare for those tests. And as far as science, 3 to 8, under the new next generation science standards for grades 5 and 8, those assessments will be administered spring of 2023, giving students time to prepare for that. As far as our grading policy, as Dr. Kuncham asked, we are taking a no harm approach with all students, not knowing all the situations that parents are possibly dealing with at home, possibly no Wi-Fi, parents, some situations in families where parents may be sick. So knowing that, what we have done is taken this no harm approach for elementary grades. When you receive the report card in June, the end of June, you are going to see for the early grades a teacher feedback component on the report card. What we have done is we've designed new comments for the report card, both in English and Spanish, which will support the e-learning platform. So when you receive that report card at the lower grade levels, you will receive comments with regard to the progress that your student is making as far as the e-learning platform. And we hope parents understand that teacher feedback that's coming on those report cards is still a means of communication, and will keep parents communicated as far as the progress of how your child is doing with e-learning. And that's going to go to grade 6. As far as Dodd and the high school, the middle school and the high school, you will be getting a numeric grade from the middle school and high school, which will be an average of the first, second, and third quarter. And students that are participating in the e-learning for the third quarter will receive credit within the third quarter. And again, it's very important that parents know the district is taking the no harm approach, and also giving an opportunity for students to be able to make up work and get caught up with work if you are having difficulty in your household. Letters have gone home from Dodd and the high school as far as the high school grading policy, and you'll be shortly receiving letters from the other grade levels as far as the lower grades. Thank you, Dr. Kuncham.
Great. Thank you, Dr. DeVivio. A couple of questions relating to SAT. Mr. Mill, would you like to address about the SAT? I know it's the March, we had to not administer that. So what's next?
Thank you, Dr. Kuncham. The next SAT that is scheduled, as I'm looking on the calendar.
In June?
Yes, June 6th it is scheduled for, and most likely, I could say that will not happen. And what will happen is most of these examinations that are going to affect students will be postponed to when that they can have it. For seniors that are upcoming for college application process, that's a challenging situation. But as we have stated before, we are not going to penalize our students. Institutions are in collaboration with high schools. The principals work together at the high school level to educate and inform their staff and their students about procedures and policies that they need to be aware of. And we're working with those institutions so that our students can benefit from what's happening, and that it will not be penalized for it. So I know it's difficult, but I'm urging everyone not to worry about these situations. We will handle these events as they come. And I pledge that our students will be in the best situation possible to succeed and be successful in college when this COVID-19 pandemic is all long gone and past us.
Thank you, Mr. Mill. At this time, I'm going to turn to Dr. Kananopoulos. Helen, could you please share with us how things are being taken care to meet the needs of our students with disabilities?
Sure. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. I just wanted to begin by saying that we're most grateful for your help in implementing our remote special education and related services over the last few weeks. I know it's been difficult, but you, our families, have truly risen to the occasion to help our students through this unique period of remote learning. And really, our gratitude and pride for the work our teachers and our providers have been doing under these circumstances cannot be overstated. Your professionalism, your support, and everyone's focus on helping our students through these challenging times really are truly awe-inspiring. Our special education department has been working collaboratively with our families, as you know, to ensure that we are providing the individualized support our students' needs. Our students with IEPs have been receiving services remotely via teleservices during a live virtual session or resource-based instruction. Each special education service is tailored to meet the individual need of the student that they're working with. This includes also home services for our parents and for our students. Our CSE meetings and annual review meetings are being held and are conducted through via Google Meets or via phone conference, depending on the comfort of the family. Now more than ever, and during these unusual circumstances, as Dr. Kuncham mentioned, we want to support you in any way that we can. The social emotional needs of our students, you, their families, and the staff are critical. Our social workers, psychologists, and behaviorists are assigned to mandate the services. They have been carrying them out, and also other duties as well. These services are being provided again via teletherapy, Google Meets, or any other manner that the parent and the student are most comfortable with. However, we want to make sure that every student in the district, not just the students that have IEPs, are receiving our support. So please feel free to reach out to your building PPS staff, and that includes our counselors, social workers, psychologists, and behaviorists, your building administrators, myself, my assistant director, Mr. Stewart. We're here to help you. Our contact information can be found on the district website under the e-learning resources. There's a PPS tab, and also on the main district site. So please feel free to visit that wellness resource tab. And also, we're very fortunate to have a partnership with Cohen's in Northwell, which Dr. Kuncham mentioned. We have a behavioral health center located in Rockville Center. 100 Merrick Road is the address. The hours of operation are 9 to 5, and it remains open for now. But the staff is available as well to remotely help you, or you can go there in person. But please call before you go, just in case they have other students there. The phone number for that is 516-927-1630, and that is also on our district website. Again, if you need anything, please let us know, because there are services and resources that we can help provide to you. We continue to carefully monitor the impact of this closure on all our students, and in particular, those with unique learning and behavioral and emotional needs. Please reach out to your buildings if you need anything. We're here to help you. And again, thank you for everything that you are doing in partnership with us, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you, Dr. Kananopoulos. Again, I know throughout this conversation, we want to continue to emphasize we are there for you. The entire Freeport school family is there for you. Please don't hesitate. And if things are not taking place to the extent you may be thinking, or someone may not have returned the call, please contact us, please email us, and stay connected with us all the time, please. So I know there's some question that has come up also about how we are meeting the needs of the the English language learners, newcomers. So I'll come back to Ms. Chavez to speak as the director, and then I'll also come back to one of our principals to speak to Ms. Chavez.
Hello, everyone again. I just wanted to state that I'm so impressed with how the teachers are reaching out to families to ensure continuation of learning for all students, and to support the families and share all of the information that they need in the language that they understand. So I know the teachers are making incredible efforts to ensure that all of the families are receiving that information and the support that they need. We do realize that there were some challenges in terms of technology, and have been working very diligently in ensuring that all families have access to the technology they need to support that as well, and to supplement. We have mailed out packets to students, and we have 2 different sets of E&L packets available at the lunch pickup sites for grades K through 4. So parents have been picking those up when they pick up their food. And I know from the teachers that they're sharing their work. If they cannot participate, or if they're having a challenge with Google Classroom or any of the other applications. We do have tomorrow and Tuesday Spanish packets going out that contain work in math, science, E&L, and Spanish language. Those are going out in grades 1, 3, and 4 tomorrow. And then for K and 2, they'll be mailed out on Tuesday. And those are for the English language learners. And again, if there are any questions that you have, please call my office or email. That information is on the website, and we'll be happy to help you if you have any questions.
Great. Thank you. I know I've received requests whether we are going to be able to translate and present each of the questions responses in Spanish so if there are the questions that have come up so far from the families, individuals, we have all they have not anything come in asking for a response in Spanish at this hour. I'm not sure, in the interest of time, we could certainly try to summarize certain things at the end. We need to do another presentation for families, who will be interested to have in Spanish. We plan to do so. This is our, like many things, we are venturing, this is our, first, technically first webinar, the way we are doing right now. So certainly we thought about that, but in the interest of time, and as the questions come up, if a question needed to be answered in Spanish, we were prepared to answer. But at this time, we'll continue and we'll see how things take up in the next 10-15 minutes. So we'll do so. So I know almost like I would say at this point of time, over 200,000 schools. It was not that many 3 weeks ago. Literally 200 plus thousand schools nationwide has moved into e-learning, and of course, Freeport has moved quite successfully in that direction. Certainly, everyone is in the journey of embracing the online instruction. It has provided a wealth of information for all of us, and also has left so many questions, unanswered, that we are going to tackle them. And teaching is really hard work, and even in the in the best normal times, and now it's even more harder for our teachers. Social interaction is so critically important for humans. That is now happening remotely. So online teaching requires so much of even more preparation, so much of preparation on the part of the organization. So I really like to have Ms. Engel talk about our journey before and to an extent, right now in terms of our e-learning preparedness, and also the resources that we have made available online. And then I would love to have our principals speak a lot more in depth subsequently.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Kunchum. We worked very closely with all of our teachers and administrators to create an e-learning plan prior to schools even closing. We were really ahead of the game in that we were able to prepare our students as well as our teachers for this journey. As Dr. Kunchum mentioned before, right now our teachers have all created Google Classrooms, or a platform to communicate daily with their students and families. And they are posting incredible, engaging lessons for students to take part in independently and communicating with them on a daily basis. In addition to that, we do have 2 online resource centers that can be reached through our district website. There's one for pre-K through grade 4 and one in grades 5 through 12. There are so many materials in those centers that students can be accessing to support their learning. I know many of the teachers are referring students to those resource sites as well, but there are also all of our principal packets that we've mailed home are also available on that site and can be printed whenever anybody would like to do that, as well as other printable resources. There's also links to all of our digital platforms that students have been using all year long in their classrooms. And many of them we sent home the login information, and if the teachers are also communicating that with the students when necessary. It's really a wonderful resource for students and families to visit daily. We update it every single day. There's a new read aloud that's posted every day on the K4 and on the 5-6 page of the site. So it's a live lesson from teachers all across the district and some administrators that students can watch and engage in. In addition to that, there's so many emails coming to families. We've heard from not just their teachers, but just educational resources across the board of all these great things that are happening virtually online. We are spending a lot of time going through those resources and really identifying the ones that would be the most useful for our students. And we are putting those on those resource sites as well on our virtual learning pages. And we're very happy to see so many of our students are visiting those resource centers, but it's really important that everybody knows that they're there. And it really, in addition to what the teachers are pushing out to the students daily, there's a lot of resources on those sites that can support learning at home, not just for students, but also for parents as well.
Thank you, Ms. Engel. So Ms. Lagande, I'd like to come to you. There are quite a few questions on e-learning about the expectations that we have for the students, along with the curriculum and materials that are available. Ms. Engel has mentioned a bit about it, and wanting to know what are the protocols of the teachers' responsibilities, wanting to know why some are doing live instruction and some are not there. Certainly, I'll come back to answer some of it later on, but as the principal, as now you're running the middle school, remotely and working so closely with all your teachers, taking the phone calls from the principals and having all these meetings with the teams. So please delve into that experiences and some of the questions that are coming from our parents.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kuncham. Good evening, everybody. It's truly an honor to be here with you this evening. I'd like to thank all of the parents and students, and especially our teachers, for working together to put this online learning to work. Without you, this could not happen. So we absolutely need your support. On a daily basis, our teachers are posting assignments online. And so on a daily basis, they're also contacting and calling your homes to try to figure out, one, is everybody in the home healthy? We want to make sure that you're well supported, and also that we continue the learning of our students. We work very hard. Our teachers work tirelessly to provide meaningful instruction online. Some teachers are absolutely doing the online learning through live instruction. And this is a continuum of comfort. Remember, when COVID-19 happened, we had to put this together in a very, very quick fashion. And so we've done our absolute best to create a system in which this will be comfortable for our teachers, provide them professional development so that they can further their knowledge on how to interact in the fashion that we're doing so right now. As of now, we have meaningful instruction on the website, as Ms. Ingle mentioned, and you've mentioned also, Dr. Kuncham. On Google Classroom, on a daily basis, students have an opportunity to communicate with their teachers directly also. They're able to email the teachers. I know some teachers who are receiving text messages. Right before our session today, I received a text message from a teacher expressing that a student reached out to him on a personal matter. So we really honor the personal relationships that we have with our students as well as with our families. As far as contacting teachers, the first way to contact a teacher, I would say, is certainly email the teacher. On Google Classroom, students and parents can also contact the teachers directly. Please feel free to call the building. Call the phone number. 516-867-5286 is my direct extension. My secretary will respond and I will call you immediately. Parents have done that as well. I'd like to address the Regents question. I know that has come up as far as the continuation of learning for our students who are in advanced classes and Regents classes. As Mr. Mill has mentioned, the Regents classes, the Regents exams have been canceled. However, the continuation of learning is still happening. And so again, we continue to encourage our students to engage in the instruction, because upon completion of the classes, they will receive that Regents credit to move on to the high school. So this is specifically for our 7th grade students and our 8th grade students enrolled in algebra, as well as earth science and geometry.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Lagande. I just want to say a couple of things. As Ms. Lagande indicated about the continuum here, as much our 5th through 12th grade teachers have been doing asynchronous learning through Google Classroom, Google Meet. Now we're in a different inning right now, and we are continuing to provide professional development to our teachers for the last several weeks. And like students, teachers are also on a different journey where we want to get. Certainly, our ultimate goal is to make sure that every teacher being able to provide synchronous learning, which is being online, being able to be interactive, being able to have that learning instruction, creating a learning community with the students, the interaction between students, and the so-called social connectedness that's importantly that's being looked for. Many questions that have come asking, why some are not doing, some are not doing. Certainly, meaningful learning is continuing in the asynchronous form, the way Ms. Lagane has explained, and we want everyone to get to the point. We are also looking at the phase 2 of the e-learning. If we have to call it as a phase 2, the phase 1 is really getting through everything that we have done so far. we want to be getting in the phase 2. There's also a question about, is this a teachers union issue that they don't want to be doing? I want to rather not answer that question, or if I have to answer that question, I will say yes and no. But we're working together collaboratively, and as my colleagues have indicated, this is an absolutely unexpected new situation where our teachers have families, our teachers have children, our teachers are going through quite a lot, and our students are going through quite a lot. Family members are getting get sick. Some family members are also have become victims to the unfortunate COVID-19 situation. So this has not been an easy journey for our students, our families, and also for the Freeport staff, teachers, and everyone else, the food service workers, the custodial staff, the support staff, administrators, everyone going through. So we want to really not see this as a sprint. We don't want to see this as a marathon either. So we are trying to really try to aspire for the best e-learning model that we can create, and continuously look for the opportunities during these times, so that we are going to be creating the best playbook for ourselves into the future. So I would urge patience, and I would urge those who may have. I have a question about a teacher not getting back, not responding to an email, or not giving assignments. Somebody for an extended period of time being seen as just makeup work. So we'll address those things individually. We'll get back to you on those aspects. But one thing I want to emphasize is really, along with the e-learning that's continuing, and yes, there are no 3rd through 8th grade state exams. Yes, the regions are canceled, but please make sure that you emphasize with your children that they have to continue finishing their assignments. They have to continue not only the learning, but everything that's coming from their teachers. They have to complete that work. Stay inspired, stay sharp, and making sure that the work continues. That's all going to be important. As much we're going to be flexible, as Dr. DeVivio talked about, the grading flexibility is going to be important on our part, but it's important on the part of our students to continue the work they are doing right now. Ms. Maldoni, would you kindly share with us, how things are happening, particularly relating to the e-learning? Same questions also have come up. I know we gave out many more Chromebooks at the 3rd and 4th grade level for families they don't have. I have requests for, when can we have Chromebooks for the lower grades, or kindergarten or the 1st grade? I'll respond to that, but please talk about your journey and the journey of the teachers, and how the e-learning is happening at the elementary level. I know you're speaking not only for Giblin, but you're also speaking for Columbus, Archer, Bayview, Giblin, and also Atkinson, because I know our team works very closely with one another.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, Mrs. Muldowney, and it really truly is an honor to be here and to represent my colleagues and our schools. We had a little before we went on an extended leave. Just prior to that, when we thought that we would have a 2-day leave for deep cleaning, we prepared learning packets for the children and sent home communication to parents as to how they could communicate with us. Because I know that emails for some individuals is difficult to find, but we did send them home on prior to the school closing so that each parent knows how to get in touch with our schools. But if you lost the paper or you're having a difficult time with that, you can call our school number the way you would if you had a question for us while we were open, and we would certainly put you in touch with the individual who needs to be in touch with. What on the younger grades, we're very much used to differentiating instruction when we're in the classroom, and we work a lot, we emphasize small group learning. And I think what's translating into the home instruction is that we don't have that small group and the little instructions. So the parents really are becoming the primary support for the children, and it has become very difficult. One thing that we have really and would like to communicate to the parents, and this is from all of the buildings, is that if we put children on a somewhat schedule so that they know that they're getting up in the morning and getting themselves ready, prepared, and then there is a schedule for learning, then you might have much more success. We are using a lot of our support staff, such as reading teachers, resource room teacher, and anyone that we have, teaching assistants who work in a classroom are also working with the classroom teacher. So if any of your children are showing signs of distress and that you really need extra support, I would tell you to please contact the teacher that your child is assigned to or the principal of the school, and we'll find a way to help one way or another. Second, through our fourth grade is doing well because in general, they were working a lot with Classroom, Google Classroom. Our third grade as also, they jumped right on board and they, are doing well. The second graders, they started learning now, but they're doing very well as teachers are reporting to me. But we just do need to support them. So for us on the earlier level, the packets are a good resource. If you're in second through fourth grade, you check your Google Classroom and use the resources that Ms. Engel is giving us and Ms. Chavez, so that the kids can go on for any extra work that you need. I think some of the parents feel a little bit overwhelmed. If the work is too much, reach out to your teachers and tell them, can you please, it'll take us 2 days to do this assignment. But as everyone stated, it's important to continue the learning. But we are really very proud. And what I do want you to know is that every single member of our schools are looking for ways to help. And if you get 3 phone calls a day, it's because we care about your child, and you can, we want to know how your family is doing, because we do understand that these are tough times in many situations. I hope that's answered some of the questions. If you have any others, I'm happy to respond.
Yeah. Miss Mull, oh, go ahead. Anybody? I just heard somebody wanted to. Go ahead, Miss Engel. Yeah.
I know that there were questions about parents wondering about structuring the day for students, because often lessons are coming out maybe in the morning and the parents are needing to structure a day. So I wanted to let everybody know that on the online resource center, on the Ela and Math pages, there are samples of how a day could be structured for students, outlining how much time could be spent on different tasks and what a day might look like. The packets that are going to be mailed home in the next week as well will also have that same information, but it is presently on the online resource center on the Ela and Math pages. And I think it might be helpful for the parents who are asking about structuring the day to visit that and be able to implement that with their students.
Right. Thank you. This is a question for Ms. Maldoni. This is coming from early grades. Ms. Engel answered part of the question, like looking for a structure. They were also asking a timeline of the school day would also be helpful. And then the other question is also, are you going to be providing materials, the packets that we are providing, that would be suitable to different learners?
The different teachers are giving different instruction, and our reading teachers are helping to provide different kind of instruction in reading. Our math teachers are also available. And as I said, because we're providing grade level work for the children, but the teachers are sure, and I know that there are teachers who are differentiating for some of their students. So if anyone who is listening to this needs assistance with that, I would urge you to contact our principals and our teachers so that we can arrange to have some work modified for your child.
Yeah. Also, I have a question for here. Some teachers are requesting a log of activities from the students that might be too much for them. Some are finishing the work early, and some are submitting the work late. Will my child be penalized? I know the answer, but I'll defer to. This is a general across the board, but I'll have Ms. Lagande take this question. Okay.
Yeah, it's really a challenge. We want the face-to-face instruction, right? We want to be in the classroom with the students where we can actually immediately see the need and meet those individual needs right then and there. Unfortunately, with the online process, it takes more effort for the teacher and the students to take the initiative to be able to identify those specific needs. What I would say is, for the students and the parents, please reach out to us, reach out to the teachers, and let them know what the experience is that the child is having. I have to say that many of our students, certainly at the middle school level, have done just that. They've been able to say that I need more time, especially because they're dealing with some challenging situations at home. I need more time for this. I don't understand this. Please walk me through this. And teachers have gotten on the phones with students, have gotten on live instruction with students to be able to do FaceTime and connect with students in that way to support them. Students, I haven't heard that students have not much to do. However, certainly at our level, it's a lot more challenging because the work is being pushed out every day. So the challenge that we're encountering is that it's a lot more work for students to do. Again, I'd like to encourage parents. I'm right now, I have a college age student right next door, and I have two younger children as well, an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. And it's challenging for me as a parent. I had to create a schedule for them. It's like running a school from home and running a school at home. It's not fun. So the challenge is for us to create a schedule for them. They certainly crave the structure. We will help you with that. Please speak to us. Let us know what challenges your child is experiencing, and we're more than happy to support. Again, when we're face-to-face, we're able to see it visually, and at times the teacher will be able to see it through Google Classroom. As I go onto Google Classroom, I'm able to see the work that the students are producing as a principal, and I'm also able to see the level of work that the teachers are putting out. As well, meaning that they're the tasks that they're assigning to students. And so we're on that level, we're able to see what the teachers are doing, also what the students are doing. Again, I encourage everyone to please call us, email us. We're here to support you. Certainly now more than ever, we need your partnership to make this work as far as communication.
Dr. K, may I jump in one moment?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to update parents that packages for pre-K through 2 were mailed on Tuesday. Grade 3 to 4 were mailed yesterday, and second language packages were mailed this morning. So parents should be expecting those to come in the mail, and the ENL packages are wonderfully planned and paced like all the other packages, but will be there to support students at different levels.
Great. Thank you. I have quite a few questions, all relating to live instruction. I think we have answered to the best we can, but the questions are all centered around again why repeated questions from different parents, why live classes are not happening at a regular time, why they're not Zooming, why are we not creating the social interaction that's so important in this framework right now, and why we are not engaging our students in this fashion. So as we said earlier, this is a journey, and our goal is really to have every teacher being able to get there sooner, but not later. Certainly, the times of anxiety, fears, concerns about everything that's going on right now, including e-learning. So we have been having very serious conversations, very serious conversations with our teachers. There are many teachers who are already there on this journey, providing live instruction through Google Meet. I had the opportunity today to go into a Google Classroom to really see what's happening, and I was absolutely excited. Say, dual language class, very excited with all the amazing things that they're doing, and the things I've heard where basically there are students who want to log in literally 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning, wanting to be ready, and certainly there are students who are finishing work dramatically early, wanting more, and there are students who are taking longer. Of course, if there are parents who want to work with them, some of the live instruction that's being provided, it's available at a subsequent time also for families to view or help their child. So late submissions are being made. That's all acceptable. But I want to emphasize that our goal is really to have every teacher being able to provide, and our goal is also to provide a schedule. We want to have a schedule, a structure, and have this live instruction provided at a certain times every day. So that's something we're working on, and we really hope we can launch it. Yeah, it's 10 every day, 10 a.m. At the elementary level. 30 minutes, every teacher is going to do live instruction. We want to get there. The training is all provided. I guess there are certain teachers who have fears and concerns. The question also is really, yes, can the district mandate it? Yes, we can mandate it, but we want this. We want all of us to be in together. We want to be working collaboratively. Yes, I can send out a note to the parents, but if the teachers are not ready, so that's the part we are working on. So please stay tuned for additional information, and send us emails. Where you have question concerns about the asynchronous learning. Either pre-recorded or other forms of e-learning that's happening, is not enough, or it's not being helpful. Send us emails about the particulars to the principals directly. This is really not about complaining about someone or complaining about a teacher. No, I think we really want to see how we can meet your needs. Every district across the nation is on a different journey, different levels, including 56 school districts in the county on different paths. But we believe that the continuity of education is happening diligently. We believe that meaningful learning, meaningful instruction is happening right now, but we want to really take it to the next level. We want to create the best models as we go through on this journey. There are questions about, I know it's 5:15. I want to be mindful of not our time, but mindful of the time of our families, viewers. There's a question about, will this presentation or the one what we are doing, this webinar, is going to be available subsequently? Yes, it's going to be, it's being recorded live, and it's going to be provided on our website, or a link from our website for families who couldn't look at it to be able to look at it. And we're also going to come up with a lot of Q&A type document that many already we have responded or provided information. So we'll provide a Q&A on many of these things. We'll also provide a translated document also for that, and we'll plan for how we want to be able to do this same webinar for Spanish speaking parents or Spanish speaking families. There were also questions about, again, not getting a communication back from a teacher or leaving a message with a school. So again, all the voicemails are also being retrieved. So if typically how long it takes for someone to get back, our organizational responses, in a very reasonable time, same day, if not 24 to 48 hours, that we want to get back to address any of the questions, concerns, families may have. There's another question about family asking about being there, the social distancing and the washing of our hands to be so important now. But excuse me, once we open the buildings, how do you minimize the spread of the virus? So all the absolute sanitary precautions, how our facilities are maintained clean, they'll continue even in a much more amplified manner. And certainly we have to take guidelines from different CDC and other organizations. The opening is going to be something we have to see how it's going to happen. We have to look at what's happening in the field of science, what's happening with the antibodies testing. So it's all dependent on all those things, but district will absolutely not compromise on anything, and will continue to keep our enhanced protocols in place for sure. There was a question about budget and school board trustee election. Right now, the governors, from a previous governor's executive order, the trustee elections and the school budget vote has been postponed. It will not be happening on the third Tuesday of May. And the executive order says, it will not take place not before June 1st. That's how the language is. We hope to hear more from that. So we have a board meeting coming up on Tuesday. Certainly, based on the former calendar, when things were all normal, the district was supposed to adopt a budget. We will not be adopting the budget on the 21st. As you may have heard me speak at the last meeting, due to the COVID-19 situation, the New York State's deficit now has moved from $6 billion to $15 billion. And the governor has reduced the education funding by $1.1 billion. Of course, that got replaced with the federal funding, from the funding from the CARES Act. But we have lost, instead of gaining about $2 million overall, we have lost $1 million. So we have definitely a gap of over $3 million. Our goal is really to make sure our educational programs are intact. We're working on the budget for further changes. More information will be coming sometime soon. So our just like to emphasize again that e-learning continues, and we really like to have our students log on to Google Classrooms, continue the learning, continue to complete their work, stay engaged. Any of my colleagues would like to add anything, please? Things that you may have left off, or Alice, if there are any additional questions that have come up.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, a question did come up, and actually we had a few questions dealing with medical paperwork that will be needed for next school year, because the doctors are all canceling appointments at this point. They don't want you in for the physicals. We'll have to get guidance on some of the deadlines from the state. However, I don't want our parents to worry about that now. If you are thinking of registering your child for kindergarten or pre-K but don't have that paperwork, don't worry, please register anyway. You can call our registration office. They're taking registrations and we are registering. We will catch up with the paperwork that comes with the medical piece or any address piece afterwards. And again, somebody asked about the juniors for next year. There's mandated medical paperwork that they will need for September. We're going to have to get guidance from the Department of Health on that. But again, I wouldn't worry about that at this time. We're all in the same position, and we will update everybody as we find out more information. Also,
Dr. Kane, while I have you, I think there was a question about pre-K registration. Would you like to answer that, please?
Yes. So with the pre-K registration, we are still registering pre-K almost daily. All you need to do is call the central registration number. Somebody will pick up the phone. They will help you with the registration process. If you can scan and email the paperwork to them now, that's fine, but we will be collecting paperwork. Most likely when we return, we'll set up appointments for you to come in and finish registration, but that will get your child into the lottery. We have extended that date for when we're choosing for full day versus half day pre-K.
Great. Right. There's also a question that came up also about summer school. We want to have it. You know, we really, my goal is really also to expand if possible. But now we are faced with budget challenges. But the least, you know, the way we have been having our summer school for the past many years, if the process system allows us, if we all can be back by then, by all means, you know, we want to have the summer school, but we have to wait and see and make those decisions appropriately. There's also a question about, will there be a spring recess at some point of time? The answer is I don't know. I don't think so. But certainly, there'll be an early ending of schools. You know, right now the teachers, staff have worked through the spring recess, 7 additional days, and I don't think the governor or the state aid would force the schools to work additional 7 days. Just the financial impact alone, if everyone were to work 7 days, 7 additional days is tremendous. Even for Freeport, it would be 7 additional days of payment would be close to $3.5+ million. So with the Regents being canceled, we expect the school year to end sooner by those days rather than a break. Spring break. I know everyone is tired. Everyone wants a little break. Right now, none of the executive orders allow us to do so. I've been notified that there's a time limit of like 5:30 on the YouTube channel for this viewing. So I truly want to take this opportunity to thank thank everyone, all our families who are online and those who are not, on behalf of Board of Education and on behalf of all of us. We thank you, and Freeport is strong. We are strong, and we all together will get through this challenging times. So thank you for being on the journey with us. My very special thanks to all of my colleagues who joined me today, and the entire Freeport family of 1,100 staff strong, for being the change makers and being the change in this hard times. So please stay safe, follow social distancing, wash your hands, take advantage of all the stress management tools that we are making available, and be safe and be strong, and have a great night, everybody.